Hey, what up, everybody? Microphone is muted. I have no announcement on the earnings call yet. I will update you as soon as I can. They have not posted anything. So as soon as I find out or I hear from the Twitter sphere, we will get into it. Leave a little lo-fi on. I don't know. HYMC is looking not bad. We were up pre-market, but right now the chart looks good for breakup on open. We'll see, though. You know how the shorts like to come in and try to hammer our favorite stocks down on earnings day. So we'll see. I'll be back in a second. Oh, ho, ho, ho. What's up with the boom boom candle? What is going on with the boom boom candle? Got my coffee brewing now. Wearing my Chicago fire. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Not Chicago firefighter. It's really early in the morning. Wearing my Stratton Oakmont t-shirt today. I got a badass Chicago fire department t-shirt. I'll wear that tomorrow. That's funny. All right, back to Twitter. Let's figure out what's going on. Man, she's looking good today. It's funny. I literally was like, oh, it looks good. Looks like we're going to have a good breakout at open. Boo, 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 doo, doo, boo. Look what it's doing. Hey, boo, boo. Hopefully it continues at open to break out like this and we see a move above 275. Let's do some chart real quick. I'm liking it. around the 5-minute. We're almost at open. Our main resistance was 342, but you know, pre-market and after hours resistances sometimes just don't work. Like for me, I don't like them. So we'll try that, but we'll also kind of say we got knocked down at 310. So hopefully we get through these levels. And also we kept getting, I mean, we got knocked down almost twice at, let's say we'll split the difference, 272. Let's see what she does, but that's some good movement in the morning. I'm digging it. For this late in the pre-market for this stock, that's pretty good movement. Let's check Hycroft Mining Twitter. See if they got any news on earnings. Nope. Just the video of Diane Garrett welcoming everybody and letting you know that the account was real, which is smart. I'm glad she did that. Let's check hers. If you guys haven't followed Hycroft or Diane Garrett yet, I really recommend it. We need to support them, get their Twitters popping. Man, people posting some weird shit today. We will keep refreshing. Actually, Edgar. We will keep refreshing Edgar for the official drop for the earnings report. March 3rd, March 29th, general statement, other definitive information statements. Okay, that was about the at-the-money offering. On March 11th, board certificate corporation, okay. Amendment approval. Check this out. An official statement on share ownership. Hycroft common stock beneficially owned, 46.8 million by AMC, 46.8 million by Sprott, 37.7 million by Mudrick, Highbridge Capital 6 million, and then your director ownership, which Diane Garrett owns the most. No, oh, I'm sorry, Marnie Weishofer. Wow, I can't say that right. Nope, Diane Garrett does own the most. All the executives in the group own 331,000 complete. This includes the 23.4 million shares of Hycroft common stock underlying warrants by AMC and by Sprott. Mudrick also has common stock underlying warrants. Business includes 8,000. 8,000 shares of Hycroft common stock owned by Miss Garrett's spouse IRA. Executive Vice Chief. Okay, it looks just like share ownership breakdown. Talked about the offering a little bit, at the money offering. So I'll keep refreshing that on the daily as we go, and hopefully we'll find out when earnings ends, man. How is the HM? How is the call on if they haven't announced it? Before market open. Thanks. Okay, well, let's Still not seeing it. Form 10K. Let's check the, let's just put a call on. Go get my speaker, get everything set up for it. All right, here we go. I'm just gonna open a call. What's this? Oh, they changed the buttons on Twitter. We'll just keep the space open for it regardless. I'm going to turn your music off. I apologize, but we are going to open up the Twitter so we can join the call. So everybody's aware, I have not seen an earning call announcement yet, but the rumor is it's supposed to be pre-market, so I'm going to keep the call open for general chat until I find the filing.
Awesome. Thanks for inviting me, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Just getting coffee on, and we'll be there. It's all good.
Yeah, I just got done making my coffee, and like 2 minutes before it just had that nice pop, on pre-market. I was on YouTube like pre-market's looking pretty good for a breakout.
Let's go, man. Right on. I'll turn the music down. I'll just mute.
Actually, that's not a bad idea. I'll play some jams while we wait.
Yeah, man. Good idea.
Don't waste hours of your life searching for great trades.
Drop before I do. Just pop up a speaker. Let me know.
We're on for that.
So just to say what's up, everybody on YouTube. Is my speaker not working? There we are. $18 people on the YouTube today. It's pretty impressive for my little dinky channel I have. There you go.
I'll turn that shit down. Sorry.
Oh, go ahead, play it, man.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Buddy. So far there is no announcement on earnings yet. If anybody finds it, please drop it in the chat. I will continue to update on the website. So we're just going to chill for the time being. Everything's looking pretty good on the chart. Took a little back on that pre-market. Hopefully we hold this level and yep. Let's check Edgar again. There's no definitive time they've given yet. So we might be chilling for a minute, but thank you, 21 viewers. Thank you for coming, man. So I guess I'll do a quick rundown overview of everything. The whole thesis, I guess you would say. First of all, welcome to Froggy Stocks, not financial advice, entertainment purposes only. So Highcroft Mine was shorted pretty aggressively. AMC identified it with Eric Sprott. And they decided to come together to save the company. So Highcroft Mine has found pretty high-grade deposits per their 2021 preliminary end-of-year results. AMC jumped in. Eric Sprott jumped in. They own 37 or 38% of the company apiece now. They did an at-the-money offering, sold over 186 million shares, raised $193.5 million. They now have about $1.51 in cash per share on hand. They could pay off all their debt if they wanted to immediately. So it's really, really good. Not only with that, they also said they found those high-grade deposits. They did shut their run-of-mill mining operations down in November. That was to save money. They were coming on a liquidity crunch. Although they did have earning and year-over-year improvement on their production quality. Gold and silver kept increasing. So really good stuff. I'm hoping that they move operations to these new high-grade deposits they identified in the Vortex Zone in the Porter region. They need to get a mill up and running. They'll have to get all the work crews back. But hopefully for this quarter, they saved enough money from the shutdown in November to have a near consensus Q4 on their earnings, because they were still processing pay dirt to get silver and gold out to sell. So we'll see what happens. I know they produced more in Q1 than they sold. So hopefully they unloaded more in Q2 and Q3 and possibly Q4. So that's the rundown. For now, I'm going to unplug my mic. Well, I guess I can leave it plugged in. I'll just turn it down. I'll put the Twitter space call up a little higher, though. I'll just mute my mic.
Oh, my bad. I figured that out.
Still no news. We're just waiting. Little technical difficulties today trying to get the Twitter space call to play on my stream. Oh, that's fun. Having a little technical difficulties today trying to get the Twitter space call to play on my stream.
Uh-oh.
Well, that's fun.
Work out the kinks and we'll go in. It's all good. I love technology.
There we go. Now I fixed it.
Good man. I'll stay quiet for the majority of this, but I'll just jump in when I can. Okay.
Yeah, it's all good, man.
Awesome.
Let's see here. I'm just gonna keep updating Edgar and updating the Highcroft Mining website for any news. And guys, they never put out an official time for this, so if we get to 10 o'clock and I haven't gotten anything, we'll log off, and then I'll keep refreshing and open another call up till then. So. Polly, good morning, buddy. I see you in here.
Wake up, trader. It's time to bring your portfolio to life at Tastyworks. Meet your new platform when you open and fund a new account. Trade stocks.
Play some music for the YouTube viewers there.
Yep. I'll leave it to you, man.
I always wish I was an orphan. Most of my favorite characters are. I think.
Ela mora no meu peito e eu moro vizinho a ela. E eu fico desse jeito, pensando nos beijos e nos carinhos dela. Ela mora no meu peito e eu moro vizinho a ela. E eu fico desse jeito, pensando nos beijos e nos carinhos dela. Ela mora no meu peito e eu moro vizinho a ela. Fico desse jeito, pensando nos beijos e nos carinhos dela.
Fala alguma coisa da aura dela. Beleza, deixa eu ver. É brilhosa? Ela é muito bonita. Ela me deixa confuso. Como alguma coisa enchendo meu peito. Eu sinto falta de ar.
Dela.
What's y'all predictions for today? Go ahead and drop it in the chat. Oh, here we go. Here's some news. Here's a good comment. Highcroft Mining CEO is supposed to be on a live meeting with Benzinga today at 11:45. Thanks for that. Michael Hymc? Thank you. Good comment.
Yo.
Jason S. Let's fucking go. I'm happy with that. I'm telling you guys.
Kalashi. Said the high crop website I think
I'll look around
that way the sharks can't come in
until I found someone who laughs like you.
AMC got. Oh yeah. Oh my god, I get so busy. AMC. Ooh, AMC got a nice green candle too. Also coming out of the little box.
Because you don't believe the Martians ought to let us kids run the world.
Test. Screen share is just not working today. All right, everybody, you should be able to hear me better now.
Yep, much better.
All right. Give a look at Mullen. No, thank you. Congrats if you made money on Mullen, but I am locked in AMC, HYMC 100%. Like I said, Mullen, squeeze play, all that. Good. The Twitter call went down. That or I can't see it. Twitter call's up. But Mullen, I have yet to see an actual vehicle driving, anybody driving an actual Mullen vehicle. So I don't know, man. I kind of stay away from EV plays for now.
Yeah, it seems like a strict squeeze play only that you just see it riding up high and then drops and then riding high and drops. So I don't know if it's FOMO or what's going on with it, but I don't have any of it, but I like watching it because a few people are in the play. So
yeah,
it's
we'll
like it's like BBY. I'm not into that, but I like looking at it to see how it reacts with GameStop, you know.
Oh yeah, and that's funny you mentioned that because HYMC definitely 100% reacted to um, the halt yesterday with GameStop and AMC. It 100% reacted, which should not even have been a thing. So there, hopefully this helps out the noise. I wonder if everybody was hearing my laptop fans through my speaker. I got a Dell Inspiring gaming laptop. Some of them fans kick on, man. It sounds like a freaking F-16. Still nothing yet. If you guys want to come up and chit chat, man, feel free. The floor is open. We're just waiting on news for earnings.
It's starting to do a story, but I don't want to screw things up, man.
Go for it.
What kind of story you guys want to hear?
Oh, I thought you had one specifically.
No, not really. But I could. It's not like I'm going to make it up. I can pick one.
Just roll the dice, man. Throw it out there.
Oh my God. Okay, for the next 6 months, here's what I'm doing. I have a house. I got 6 months to get rid of it. This is my plan right now. This is where I'm standing. I got to get out of this house that I'm in 6 months, and whatever. That's my plan. Rebuild, sell as high as it can go. That's what I'm doing. What are you guys doing?
Well, me basically, I'm just waiting for Moon, man. That's it.
That's
I'm
sweet.
retired. Yeah, I'm retired. I do whatever I feel like doing. I used to have um, a business called Flying High Photography, and I was doing a lot of real estate shoots.
Nice.
Drone,
That's really
yeah,
cool.
drone photography, real estate.
To survey properly, and I'm glad we connected here.
Hey, I live in Canada, man, so that might be a little hard to come up. Do
Me
you?
too.
Where you live?
I'm in. Okay, I'll say I'm by the Arctic watershed. Does that help? I'm like in between like North Bay and Timmins.
Fuck, man, I'm in Sudbury.
Oh my God, dude, we're gonna get together and have a coffee. Timmy's it
Yeah,
is.
yeah,
Double on
yeah,
me, bro. Right on.
yeah, for sure. Sounds good. Sounds good. Yeah, I shut the business down though because for one, it was besides something to do, it was actually good timing that I started it.
Yep.
You know, I bought a drone and like everybody because I love
All right.
photography, right?
Yep.
And what everybody does when they buy a drone, hey, that'd be great for real estate. Yeah, yeah. Well, so
Yep.
does every drone pilot think that.
That's incredible, man. That's really cool. That's so awesome. I always thought about doing something like that, but for me, when the pandemic started, I started a small delivery business to help my local community here. And I started, there's lots of backstory. I'm not going to get into it because I talk far too much, but started it and I just closed it last month and I'm just sitting here riding it just like you, man.
Yeah, the guy, it was great. It was actually, unfortunate with the pandemic, but good timing because, no one was allowed to get into the homes. And so but homes are still selling and people wanted to buy homes. And so for one, it fell under the law, whatever, if you know what I mean, that it
Yeah,
was
I got you, bud.
what do you call that business? When it's necessary. But anyway, so it was great. I used to do the real estate shoots and do the video editing, and so the real estate agents could post those and sell their homes sort of virtually.
That's
And
awesome.
yeah, it was very good timing. I thought, and then of course things have lifted now, right? So
Are you
I
familiar with the Grant mansion up here in Hallaberry, around that area?
no, but I got a story, Burton for you.
Fire, man. Let's roll. That's cool.
It was many years ago, man. It was a lot of fun. No, I'm not familiar with it, but it turned out well for me, anyways. And so,
Nice. That's cool. So, what do you think about the housing market right now? Is it a good time for me to share or sell?
so
I'm being told by a lot of people just to do it and get the house.
Depends on where you live.
that's
I'm in
right. Depends on
it,
where you live.
I'm in the Temiskaming area, Temiskaming Shores area. I'm just going to leave it broad. I mean, it's been a decent place for the pandemic. Our numbers were really low when it started. Like it's hit us like everybody else. everybody else. But I've got COVID. I don't have it. I did get it. I was good for like the first 2 years, and I got it right at the end. My boy brought it home, and we were both, it's been a crazy couple of years.
So are you asking, is it a good time to sell and move on?
In your opinion, just in this market, I mean, I have a place to go. It's not like I'm going to leave myself destitute and just with a bunch of money in my account and live in a motel. Like I have a plan. But do you think I'm going to get good money now, like I would have, say, in the 2020s, like on that year perspective?
Yes,
Okay.
and this is my opinion only. I mean,
Awesome.
if you follow me, you'll see the stuff that I post. I mean, but
Oh, no,
anyway,
stuff definitely, man. Awesome.
so I do follow a few real estate agents in the Toronto location because it's the center hub, right, for Ontario.
Indeed. Yep.
And what's going on there will dictate what goes on the outer parts of the country or of the province. So right now, it is an awesome time for a few reasons. I mean, interest rates are still reasonable, but they're going to go up through the roof.
I know. I see it coming.
Right. So that's going to have an impact on it will become a buyer's market, which means not a seller's market. So prices will drop. Inflation is a killer. You're seeing it, and it's only going up higher. So there's less income, and a lot of people may stay put and not look to buy.
The fuel is why I got out of the delivery, because I went from 76 cents when we started this whole pandemic, and now where are you sitting, man? Like I'm about maybe $1.90 in town here. So
Yeah. I mean, I was out yesterday. It was like $1.86
we will
a
see
liter.
$2.
For the American folks here, that's $1.86 a liter. So times that by 4, and then you can
Yeah.
work out the dollar difference.
Yep, exactly.
That works out to be, I think, around 6.50 US a gallon.
Yeah, it's nuts. So I don't know how what is comparable, but yeah, it's brutal.
Well, well, and Trudeau's carbon tax is just kicking in, so we might as
Yes.
well
Oh,
add another 10 cents a liter on top of that.
Tomorrow we're hitting $2 tomorrow. That $2
Yeah.
a liter. I never thought we'd ever see this.
Yeah. So if anybody wants to know what that's about, you can hit me up and I'll explain it or put a tweet out. But back to the housing. So I do follow a few people in Toronto, and they're starting to see a slowdown. Um, it's not it's becoming more of a buyer's market down there.
Okay.
So which means it should start pushing out,
Okay.
becoming the same. Now there are reasons why the price has gone up on the outer lying areas outside the major centers.
Such as I.
That,
Yeah.
well, that's because nobody can afford to live in Toronto or Vancouver or Calgary and such. There are reasons for that, and I'm not going to go into this. That's something, if you're really curious about, you should read Sam Cooper's book called Willful Blindness. That'll explain an awful lot. So there is less availability outside the urban center, and so that increases the house prices dramatically for the rest of us. But I personally see a major slowdown coming because of higher interest rates, inflation's going through the roof, and so and I actually suspect we're going to start seeing a lot of defaults coming.
Yes,
Uh,
I agree.
so in that alone, just on that aspect, you're going to see start a major drop. So I'll give you some experience on this. So let's just say 10 years ago was like, or whatever. So the last time we had a major run up in real estate, I mean, I was living here in Sudbury at the time, and I couldn't believe my house price, how much it was. And I decided that I was going to sell and move out to the lake where I am now. And, and of course, as things go, right? I
Yep.
sell, I got ready. I had to do some renovations there and as well as here at the same time. And and as I was doing that, the friggin' housing market collapsed.
Oh,
And right, so I didn't get all the money I wanted, but which is fine. I mean, that's just the way it is. I mean, I didn't get hurt by it because my house I had for a very long time.
right.
But the thing is, it was collapsing everywhere else outside the Sudbury area. And the reason why Sudbury is a nickel mine,
Yep.
and Spence knows that I have over 30 years experience in the mining. And also positive on that, because we are a nickel mine, Elon Musk just now made an
Yep.
agreement with the company called Vale to buy our nickel for his batteries, which is awesome.
Yeah.
That secures my pension. But in the mining field, no matter what happens well, I mean, it might have changed, but no matter what happens in the world. So if we take the collapse of 2008,
Yep.
the mining industry, at least where I was in the housing industry, wasn't affected for at least 2 years after, because there's always a 2 years lag in a mining aspect. But it's also a 2 years lag in the good times too. It's just the way the contracts they write and have set up with companies. But is it a good time to sell? I would if I were you. That's just my opinion. And if you can ride it out, do so. I do not see a flip coming where everything starts spiking up again and it's out of hand. I really don't.
Okay, thank you. I kind of feel the same way, and I'm glad you reaffirmed that for me. Thank you. So honestly, it's not about money for me here. I have an elderly mother I have to take care of. I got a boy to raise. I got a lot of things to do. This house is just something I got to get rid of. And in 6 months, I'm going to do it just because of that advice, my friend. Thank you.
Well, yeah, I mean, do it when you can. I would think sooner the better, in my opinion.
Yes.
Because you got to watch. I think at next meeting, it's a 50-point increase in interest rates. It's going up 50 basis points every month from now until I think till the end of the year. So we're talking what? We're talking 3 to 5% interest rate hike, if not higher.
Yep.
And that's not going to bode well for a lot of people. Now, if some of you guys may not know this, but in Canada, we don't have 30-year mortgages. We have 30-year amortization mortgage.
Correct.
Really? Right. So what that really means is you can only get a mortgage maximum for 5 years, but they amortize it over a 30-year period. So that's what you get. That's how they determine what your mortgage payment is.
Exactly. It's fine. Just open it, man. I got my son here, and he's freaking out. So don't mind if he's making noise in the background.
Well, if he can say HYMC to the moon, that'd be awesome.
Apparently, HYMC to the moon.
He's 14. He's too cool for this shit, you know?
Apparently, people are having trouble getting on the call. This shouldn't even be an issue.
How many do
I don't
we...
know. I had a lot of technical difficulties this morning. There's Jen. Oh, maybe PJ can't get on because she's working.
So what else you guys want to talk about? Somebody else pop up here, speaker. Let's get a conversation going. I don't really care what it's about.
Yeah, leave the Canadians. We don't want to hear about our stuff here. Thanks, Paul. You're a great guy. I'm glad this is a good connection. Thanks.
Yeah, but do yourself a favor. I mean, you can look at my tweets, but get yourself the book called Willful Blindness by Sam Cooper. You can find him on here. Follow him here. You will be shocked. There's a reason why if you follow Mark Cahodes and if you look at my profile, you'll see I list myself as Arctic Mexico. There's a very good reason for that.
Fair enough. Excellent.
So Hedge Reaper just sent me a thing saying that Highcroft Mining CEO Diane Garrett will appear on Benzinga's live YouTube show for an exclusive interview at 11:45 a.m. today. So I would assume earnings is going to be before or after.
I bet before. That's what I'm thinking. Hey guys, good morning.
Good morning, Jen.
Morning.
Feeling okay, Jen? You got allergies?
Yeah, I got a little bit of the cold right now, so yeah.
Morning,
it's okay.
Jen.
It's getting better, so just a little stuffed up.
It's definitely COVID, and you should lock down your entire community.
Again, fucking again. No, I don't think it's COVID. It's going away already, so it's just a little bit of the cold. That's all. So, yeah.
So on real estate, guys, I got a house on the river in Michigan. Real nice, quiet place. Everybody wanting to buy it. I have a really good tenant right now, and I don't pay a lot on it. I'm getting offers 30, 40K over asking price because of inner city people from Detroit, Lansing, Grand Rapids, etc., wanting to get out of the inner cities to live more in the country because of the insanity of the COVID restrictions Michigan faced on the inner city parts. You know, in my hometown, we're a lake town, pretty small, but we're still close to access to cities like Midland, right? So you can still go get your Panda Express, but you are in the small, like, local bar town where you can go out and do whatever the F you want, even during COVID. So a lot of people are moving there looking for properties right now. So I'm caught between selling that house, which I love. Like, I love going home every summer. But if I did, then it's going to give me a boost in cash to build my castle in the mountains out here in New Mexico that I want to try to start at the end of the year. So I'm very conflicted on what to do if I want to just take the extra debt on my house loan to build out here, if I even get an opportunity to this year.
Well, let me ask you something, Spence. How often do you go home to Michigan?
Almost every summer.
And how long are you always there for?
About a month or two, maybe a month and a half.
Is it worth
Right.
it? I mean, you
Well,
have
no.
family here, so.
Well, hold on. Let me ask you something. Do they have what do you call those? Not Verbo. Where you can Airbnb. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
well, you know that might be an advantage to do that. Just to throwing it out there, sell your place if it's hitting high. You feel that it's high, take the cash, and then when you do go back to Michigan, you do the Airbnb.
You know what? It's not going to matter because HYMC is going to moon.
Absolutely. But in the meantime, look at all the extra money you could basically buy the company if you did it this way.
So
there you go. I like the attitude, Paul. Let's fucking go, baby.
I was it'll
be Eric, Adam, and Spence.
That's right, baby. Oh, if I was in charge, shit, this would have been accelerated quite a bit.
We would have already been on the moon.
I was going to Airbnb the house there right when I moved back here to New Mexico because my kid's mom was like, "You guys can't fly. You'll get sick and die." Oh, my God. And I was like, all right, whatever. So I came out here and had Airbnb all set up. And I actually had 7 reservations for June through August, all for weddings. People just looking for a place to stay in my hometown for weddings because housing, there's no hotels, but it's a really, really beautiful area around. There's like 7 lakes that we have that are all gorgeous. But everybody just wanted a place for their pastor to stay, their family to stay, etc. But I had to cancel all of them because of our governor, who said, well, Airbnb is going to cause COVID outbreaks, and as she's out gallivanting around in Traverse City on her fucking yacht club.
Oh, yeah.
So,
yeah, that's true. It's ridiculous.
But yeah, Airbnb, I know a lot of people actually, they do Airbnb for a while and then they just form an LLC and rent specific lots to people that they know aren't going to like just randomly trash their house. So nothing yet, no updates, no filings on Edgar, nothing new on the website. It's a little frustrating, but I'm really glad that they're keeping the earnings close to the chest like I thought they would. That way the short sellers can't come in right at the beginning of earnings and just start tanking the stock. They're going to be very surprised when they just randomly drop the call. So, Diva, what's up?
Vince, you rock. You and Jen, I promise you guys, if I was right by you guys, I would just hug you guys till I couldn't hug you anymore. You guys rock. I mean, you are dedicated every single day. And I'm not just saying that to blow up nobody's head. You guys put in the work, and I appreciate everything that you do, Mr. Spence. Jen, appreciate you and every single person that's in there holding. Continue to do what you do, Spence. Love you to the moon. I'll step down so I can listen now.
Thanks, Steve. I appreciate that. I want to thank Spence. He's the one that puts in, I feel like, the most work. I kind of slacked this morning. You see, I overslept and I'm a little sick. So thank you, Spence. Couldn't do this without you.
Oh, appreciate it. And if you guys aren't following Jen and Diva, please do. Diva and Froggy Styles put on really good shows, usually in the evenings. I love going to it and hearing the back and forth. Froggy gets a lot of good guys on YouTube to come in and guys and gals to come in and put out some pretty good information. So I'm really happy that they got their show. I love all the new Twitter Spaces calls that are happening for diversity in our community, because it's so hard to come up with fresh content every day, because people individuals think pretty not narrow-mindedly but on a certain track. So to get differential is super important to the community to figure out where the there is. So
Very
much
good point.
appreciated. We broke that resistance level. We wicked out, but we broke it, so I'm pretty happy. I'm telling you too. I keep telling people that HYMC likes to run inverse of AMC on AMC red days, but it usually shows AMC. It usually AMC makes a comeback later on in the day if HYMC is doing good. So AMC being down 8% is just ridiculous, though. That's doesn't make any sense.
Par for the course. We're used to it.
Pretty much. I know if HYMC rips anytime this week and AMC sitting in them levels again, I'll be flipping some tendies into AMC. That's for sure.
That's what I'm working towards too. I'm just looking for a good place to buy right now there. I mean, all or come down. Not financial advice.
Yeah, I can't imagine seeing it come down much more than that. I don't know. I'll check the sales and orders, but if they try to pull a gap fill, if we have to come back down to, and I'm not trying to sound doom and gloom here, but if they think they're going to bring it back down to $20
or even 16, I'm gonna seriously throw punches.
Nah, I don't think it'll go to 16 again.
I don't know.
I think we'll gap fill probably around 23, 22.30, 22.50, somewhere around there. And then we'll start back up on the train again. But that halt they did killed all the momentum. So the thing with the halt, this is what really pisses me off, and I hope everybody understands this, is it didn't halt on the way up, it halted on the way down. But when it started on the way down, there was no sell orders going in through the time and sales on any platform I looked. So we were green, nothing but buy orders. Every single order, fractional second by second, was nothing but buy pressure hitting the ass. And then we suddenly started coming down with no sell orders going through, and then it halted.
Feels
something so funky happened with Citadel's exchange that day. That's where it all happened. The DEA or the EDGX, they literally rigged the system very blatantly and obviously, and there's a lot of evidence about it.
Thank you, man, for saying that. Thank you for having the eye to pick that out too, because I can't articulate it like you. Awesome.
Lauer actually posted a pretty good thing about it, where they were basically rigging the bid and ask prices, and it got out of control. So I think they messed up really bad. We were getting ready to moon, so they purposely triggered the volatility, the halt, the breaker.
I agree, man. I don't understand.
The exchange, the Citadel owned exchange, the market purposely triggered that breaker to stop it so they could reset everything. That's why you saw the 1 second where at 37 whatever 39.07 or whatever it was, where it had a zero bid and a $600,000 ask. It's because they had to reset everything. They pulled an LME, in my opinion. pretty disgusting. I think it's a very, very obvious thing that Gary Gensler just does not have the authority, the power to do anything. These guys, Citadel is so overly powered and monopolized. The fact that Congress isn't talking about it is absolutely disgusting. They should be specifically saying, we need to break up Citadel. They control too much of the markets. And I'll tell you right now, the biggest problem we have as a Western country and as capitalists, the biggest weakness that can be exploited is our American banking system and our stock market, which Putin is now doing by tying the ruble, 5,000 ruble min for an ounce of gold. And the fact that now he's only accepting those payments for oil and such. He's going to rip JP Morgan's freaking throat out.
I can see it too. We got some hands up. Let's get these people here, man. Let's get some people talking too.
Yeah, let's do it. We got
Yeah,
Lucas, we got Shane.
What's up, guys?
Good
Morning.
Welcome.
Hey, I was just wondering, has anybody been collecting, like, I don't know, screenshots, or, we talk about this evidence, everybody's got all this, I personally take snippets because I have the Unusual Whale subscription, and I follow some other data points online as well. So I personally take snippets of every deep in the money call option that I see, every big repeating order that I go through.
Very nice.
I don't know. I think it'd just be a good idea, somebody to get some big file together and just get people to send over whatever they got. I mean, I don't.
Be that guy, man. Like, if you are there to see it, you can capture it. Be that guy. Like, you're the eye. You guys are all the eyes. Like, we all gotta watch this stuff.
Yo, Lucas.
Awesome.
I'm sure a lot of people
Yeah, man.
take screenshots,
I think
but I
that's
do it
a
like
good idea.
almost every day.
Yeah, and I do too. But
Same.
like, his is focused on something different. So, Lucas, by all means, do it.
Sweet. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah,
No, I think
love
I think it's important because I mean, just in the past week and 2 weeks alone, there has been some really, really weird stuff going on with options. I mean, floor trades are happening where people are buying deep in the money call options for a lot of fucking money, and who's looking at this stuff? I mean, obviously we are, but it's just crazy to me.
Here's, in my theory, the only way that we're ever going to break the system or bust these corrupt hedge fund guys, man. It's going to take a professional organizing of a group of people, not concerning owning the stock, but a group of people under a certified filed like organization to
Like a
bring all this
complaint.
evidence together to go to Congress and say, we're all here, we're 100,000 deep. We demand that you look into Citadel Securities market makers and the events that have taken place since January 28th. All that in a file. Without some kind of organizational pressure on these Congress people, I don't think anything's going to happen. I don't think you'll ever see the SEC do anything whatsoever
No,
against these guys.
you're absolutely right, man. I mean, that's the only way to do it from the start, right? It was the only way. I mean, buying and holding sounded nice, but I mean, it's not even about the stock, because if this is happening to 2 stocks, 3 stocks, 4 stocks that we all hold, we don't hold, whatever, it's happening on a massive scale that is affecting and ruining hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of American lives every day, and it's
100%.
disgusting.
I'm glad you can see it too. Absolutely, man.
I think even like a shared Google Drive folder or
Yeah.
something, we could all just like share the link around and just throw in any sort of evidence that's good. Like, as soon as you asked that question, I got excited because I have like, I mean, I'm sure everyone has screenshots, but I have this one screenshot of kind of like a bull flag that happened 2 days in a row. Like the exact same bull flag was probably something like 3 months ago. But that was one that I was like, oh man, like if we ever do compile this data and send it around, this one is juicy because it just shows like the whole day forming a bull flag. an immediate drop first thing in the morning to the exact point where the flag started, and then the same exact flag forms completely through the second day after that, like to the T. It's craziness. But there's a lot like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna start up a Google Drive right now, man, and I'll send a link to Spence. And if you feel like posting it, go for it. If people feel like sending stuff in,
Right
you
on.
know what? I'll do it.
Because I followed you
I'll
already,
just
bud.
start looking at screenshots. I'll start
Let's
looking
go.
at dates and times, and you know what? We'll see what we can do.
Yeah, bro, I'll start compiling a lot of this stuff because like my camera roll's so backed up with this shit right now.
Put it on a drive and just download it all. Sort it through later.
You know what I would do?
I have 100 gigs, so I have 150
Oh my god,
gigs.
you,
So
my friend. Let's see some analysis. You prepare. We will totally take a look.
I'd create a Twitter account specifically for this called like apes versus corruption or something that people will notice pretty easily, and just have it where people can jump on, post their screenshots on the Twitter page, because as soon as you say Google Drive, 50% of the people in the community are like, how do I do that? I
Gotcha.
would still do the Google Drive for the main depository, but a Twitter page, a side Twitter page specifically set up, kind of like how Unusual Whales is, for people to post all that stuff would be amazing.
Okay. Yeah, no, actually, yeah. No, that sounds like a good idea. I mean, I've had some plans for the way I want to use Twitter going forward in like a more not say professional sense, but more like educated and more sophisticated sense, kind of helping bridge the gap between people in retail who don't really know what they're doing, but they can see the manipulation and they know that people are getting fucked. So people want to get involved, right? People want to fight for something, and I think this is like a good cause that is actually a big driving factor in our economy every day. So I mean, if we can get a Twitter page with a good following here, just off of some of this screenshots, data points, diving deeper, maybe I'll go for it. Let's see what we can do.
Honestly, at this point, I think you almost need an organizational setup, almost akin to Project Veritas, where people go in and undercover interview these CEO hedge fund types while they're eating lunch and shit, and just getting them on video.
That would be nasty.
They do it too. They would just spill all the beans because they're all freaking absolute just sociopaths. They're
dumber than we are.
Yeah, it's just like The Big Short, where they're talking to the loan agents, and the dude's like, Michael Baum's like, why are they telling us everything or whatever? And they're like, they're not helping, they're bragging. That's exactly what they would do. So if you live in Chicago and you got some swagger, man, go try to get the down low on these Citadel guys at lunchtime, man.
We're gonna grab Shane. Where did Shane go?
Oh yeah, no. All I want to say is basically this time it's getting interesting, especially this week, because with all the pressure and that AMC's dropping, which is kind of funny because you've got all these other stocks ripping. For example, you got Mullen that ripped 8%, you got HMYC, so you got all these smart people that had dry powder invested in all these stocks. So you're going to have an inflow of money come into AMC if the price keeps dropping, and you've got to look at the call options and the new strikes that they've implied on AMC too, which is only going to temporarily create selling pressure or create kind of more kind of demand. But give it a week or two, once all those strikes start getting bought up, people get all this money from all these meme stocks that are starting to run in, and HMYC starts running before AMC. They're going to end up screwing themselves more than anything. Like the amount of buying pressure that's going to come in from AMC next week and the following weeks, if everything keeps going the way it's going with the market going down, is going to be dangerous, I think.
Yeah, if you guys haven't noticed, yesterday my main calming point to people freaking out about, if you're looking at your total portfolio dollar value go up and down instead of a micro view of what you're invested in, and then more of a macro view. No, a micro view of what you're invested in, and then a macro view of the market. if you're not watching the rest of the market bleed out, all the shorts long positions going down, you're missing the point. Don't panic over your total portfolio value going up and down every day. That'll drive you freaking insane. Robert, what's up?
How you doing, guys? I just had a couple quick, well, the more ideas when somebody started talking about the Google Drive. I know I talked to a couple people in this group about, the tinfoil hat type stuff, but one thing about that collection of data, I mean, is it possible? I wouldn't use Google, and I wouldn't use. I mean, I would post a Twitter page to have everybody be able to view it. But if you're going to try to secure something, is it possible to take all that data that the guy was just talking about and the screenshots and make them like NFTs and have them stored in a wallet where nobody can touch it? I mean, Google can crash, the internet can go down, Twitter can block your whole account and shut the page down. So something more secure, I think, would be a better idea for that. Now, the other thing I was thinking, when I'm fairly new with the stock market, probably about 2 years, I learned a lot by listening to these spaces, especially Spence's and some other guys that put up some, the smaller ones, the larger ones. So I was doing some research on this Ken Griffin, and back to the SEC and Gary. I mean, what did he say when he was on the interview with Jon Stewart? They only have 4,500 employees. Like, this community is so much bigger than that. So I believe that, yes, an organized group to put something together with a wallet and data that can't be touched or contaminated or erased by anybody. So if you have a secure ledger or wallet, if that's even a possibility. So digging in these hedge funds, I keep seeing Ken Griffin. So I'm like, all right, what's the difference between these hedge funds? What are they? So I came across a big organization in Philly called SIG. And what SIG described himself as between hedge funds and quantitative hedge funds. It goes back to, and I'll tell you the guy's name, but this guy and a couple other people, they bet against the Bank of England and they won. And I don't believe it's a betting game. I believe it's a domination game worldwide. So with these quantitative hedge funds, not just being like, say, in Philly or whatever, they're global. And yes, the AMC community is grand, but the fucking guy, pardon my French, George Soros started this shit, and it's disturbing to think that how much pressure is put on these specific stocks that they're shorting the shit of, and are endless money, and like I said, I believe this is a bigger picture type thing, but if anybody has any information on that, like I said, I'm fairly new, just pointing out some little facts that I found. But I definitely believe in starting something, going in front of Congress or requesting such, but definitely putting all that data that we have, because there's some smart dudes that I keep skipping over and reading over all the stuff. Like, I work overnights running chemical stuff, so I browse through all the stuff and trying to understand it. But I would definitely put it somewhere more secure than Google or even a hard drive or something else, but definitely maybe a wallet. Can you make free NFTs of screenshots like that, or would that be too much trouble? And that's all I got for now.
I mean, can I
You make
answer him
fake
about?
NFTs out of the screenshots?
Yeah, I was gonna answer about
Yeah,
that
you
if
could do
that's
that
cool.
in OpenSea.
Yeah, I mean, like, it just a collection of data in general is all it is, right? I mean, so if we're really gonna get, if everybody is really on board to send their screenshots in, or to, you know, get a collection of data, I think it'd be a little too much to ask for everybody to individually make their own NFTs out of their own screenshots. I mean, I could see some people doing it out of like really important ones. That would be kind of cool, but I think just like a collection of data, as far as it is just that, right? So we have to get either an organization of people to collect the data, or we have to get a specific person or account, hard drive, cold storage to host all of these files. I mean, we're not going to print them out and mail them to each other, right? So that's my thought.
Yeah, I think once you got enough people together, put it up on Google Drive. If Google Drive deletes it or something, you have all those people with it on cold storage anyways.
Right.
I think the redundancy is enough.
So what's everybody's take on the other side of that conversation? The difference between these hedge funds, Ken Griffin, and these quantitative hedge funds that are global. Like, is there any difference? Is it bigger than we think it is? Like, what's anybody's take on that? Does anybody have information on the difference between how they label themselves?
Could you repeat that? I think I missed part of what you were saying.
I was wondering if anybody had any information on what the difference was between just a regular hedge fund or Ken Griffin versus whatever this quantitative hedge funds are that are, locally based in the U.S. and around the world, but they're all global. They all have offices and stuff all over the place. So, does anybody have any info on what the difference is, or are we fighting? Are we fighting a larger animal?
We're fighting a larger animal. So I'm just going to give you my thoughts. I got no proof, but so there's basically two types of hedge funds, and one hedge fund is a dying breed. And if you follow Marco Hodes, you would know those are true activist short sellers where they actually go after bad people who are trying to defraud investors or push through medicines that don't work that can actually hurt people, and so they try to bring them down. But in today's world, the majority of the hedge funds, regardless, and they are pretty much all worldwide, um, the smaller ones are local, so I'm not sure who they would be. But Tiger Global is a private hedge fund. The problem here is all the private hedge funds. It's the major problem here. But a lot of times they're global. A lot of times the ones who are predatory in that they just don't care. It's all about the dollar. It's not about the company.
Right.
Right. And as we've learned over this period of time, it really is a problem for bringing forward new ideas and innovation, because they'll penny stocks are worse for shorting, because they just try to kill the shit out of it to make all kinds of money.
Yeah.
So it's a global problem. It's a web that's so intertwined that even a spider would say, "What the fuck?" Like,
Right. Now,
right.
has anybody been following early COVID? Feinstein and her husband got raided, and I'm not sure. Don't quote me on this, but I think he died since then over the last 2 years. But now something's resurfaced where they are starting to go into the market and investigate, because I think she just got subpoenaed, or they're ordering her to hand over her husband's financial records. Like, there's all kinds of stuff going on right now. Like Hunter's the mythological Hunter Biden laptop. Matt Gaetz just submitted that to Congress, which is now congressional record, which goes back to this collection of data. If we could get it to somebody to submit that, even in question, that's basically forcing evidence, making it congressional record, which is now, it can't be, and it has to be followed up and investigated. So with all the stuff going on with our stocks here and all these other stocks, I believe that the proverbial shit is about to hit the fan with everything, like everything, everywhere, all at once. So on the side of this this AMC group, there is stuff going on that has to do with the market and Pelosi's financial ties and all this other stuff. But the kicker that started this off 3 years ago was Feinstein's house getting raided. And now she's back in the news, and they're ordering her, whoever it is that's doing the investigation, is ordering her that she squealed a little bit 2.5 years ago when this shit started. So
I'm not aware of who that person is. Like, is this a hedge fund
she,
or?
no, she's like a freaking Pelosi. She's involved in like Congress or the Senate. I don't know what her title is, but you know, how Pelosi's like Speaker of the House. This lady's just as big on another end, maybe the Senate floor or something like that. Like she's huge, and it like when that shit hit the fan, that's when we got hit with the COVID bullshit. Like whether it's, I know people got sick, but whether this is a cover for all kinds of shit going on. But like I said, there's five big things going on that have been going on for 3 years now. But part of that is rumors as of a year or two ago that the market's going to just take a huge shit, like worse than it
Well,
was, worse
we
than
got
it was
That's
when we had
obvious.
this.
That's you can see that in
Yeah,
everyday operations.
yeah,
yeah, we have to watch the rabbit hole, man, because sometimes it leads you places that really sounds good, but it really doesn't do anything. See, me personally, I'm from Canada,
hmm,
and we have a whole host of problems here too, man.
yeah,
But I think we should just focus more on what we truly know, and these are the hedge funds, the banks, which are the prime brokers, that are really the problem here. And what I've been discovering, and we've talked about this in the past, but it's these family offices. So it's these private hedge funds that really have no oversee from government. So it's a free for all.
yeah. They're not
Archical
regulated.
Capital is one. That's right. There's quite a few right now. Tiger Global's one. Tiger Cubs. There's a bunch of them.
Yep.
They are all they look like they're doing really great, but they aren't. I mean, Tiger Global took I think it was $1 billion loan from JP Morgan. Now, venture
Yes.
capitalists never take loans from a bank. That never happens. And so there's something really bad coming. And when these guys, once I really thought when Archico Capital collapsed, I thought I was going to take everything down, but it didn't. I was really surprised. So there's a lot of fuckery going on there, stopping this. And honest to God, and this isn't just an American problem. I'm sorry for the American folks here.
No.
This isn't just an American government problem. This is a financial system that was developed. And yes, I'm going to say the United States because, and the reason why I say that is because of the economic power that the United States controls in the world. And